we have a 5-step process, and you know that. And you went through it with us, and you did fabulously, and that's part of why we got such great results. But that first step for us is that decluttering and depersonalizing. Do you remember going through that?
I absolutely do. It didn't occur to me. If you look at shows from overseas, people go into houses where the beds are unmade and there's clutter and the dishes aren't washed, and that's the way it is when you see the English home and garden shows.
Wow.
So once you started pointing all these things out, I thought, okay, I'm getting it. I'm getting the picture.
So when we declutter, we get rid of those things that distract buyers. It opens up the space and it creates room for them to see their possessions. And especially then when we take it into that depersonalizing, right?
Yeah.
And so many of our homes, there's a way we live in our homes. The pictures on the refrigerators, or just our mementos from the places that we've traveled, or all those kind of things. Family photos are another big.
But it's a total distraction.
It's a distraction, that's right. And so that depersonalization and decluttering takes a home a long way to being ready for market, right? So we talked about depersonalizing and the decluttering, right? Do you remember what number 2 was?
It was the repairs.
It is repairs, that's right. All that deferred maintenance. We all need a honey to do our honey-do list, right? We all have it. Because the repairs are things that are damaged, where we have things that are overly worn and so forth.
That is true, because we went through the fact that the roof was less than 10 years old. I had a new air conditioner. I had a new garage door. The hot water heater was within reason.
Right.
Solar power. So you're actually right.
So we have, and your house was in great shape. You had beautiful kitchen cabinetry. Sometimes there's things that are damaged and we just haven't gotten to them. And those are where the repairs are. If we don't have that, congratulations, kudos to you. And having those major improvements like the roof, like the HVAC, those type of things, that absolutely adds value to the home. And so by letting us know that, we were also able to use it later in the process in the marketing, right?
All right.
And so number 3, deep clean.
Yes.
Yes. All know deep clean means things like clean the windows. We used to call this spring cleaning, right? We called it spring cleaning, where the whole family got together, you threw open the windows, everybody had a job. All weekend long, everybody cleaned, and the house was just sparkling. Just all those good things, like making sure the light fixtures are clean, making sure the floors,
floors.
Going into places like the ovens and the microwaves and all of that. So all of that deep cleaning is the next really important step in the process. Number 4 is improvements, right? And so there's a lot of things that can be done for improvements, and we really like to focus on the things where you can put a little bit of effort or a little bit of money and get a really big return. So there was all those things like the shower and some of these other great things that you did, the floor in the laundry room. But what was that the big thing that you did that neutralized?
It was indoor and outdoor painting.
Paint is amazing,
Absolutely.
isn't it?
I love my style, and I'm very
It's a great
colorful.
style.
So what we discussed was neutralizing.
Yes.
And then I asked you about accent colors and what was in fact, I think the only accent I did was that we have fireplace. But for the rest of it, it was like a white and charcoal that I kind of relied on. And then the new fittings I got were black, just as accent colors.
And that white and black kind of combo right now is very in. For the people who like neutrals but want more earthy, we still recommend the neutral whites, the neutral kind of colors, right?
And I realized why.
Yes, right.
Everybody that walked into the main room remarked on how lighter it was, how much lighter, it just made it absolutely gorgeous. And it really worked.
And they can see themselves living there, right? They can see themselves living there. Yeah. So that definitely made a big difference.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, that was huge. Yeah. That opened up to a bigger pool of buyers, didn't it? But our last step in getting it ready for market, do you remember the staging process?
Oh, yes.
Yes, there was. That was fun.
When your team arrived, we were still painting underneath cabinets. I think the doors were off. All the cupboard doors, all the internal doors were still off because we were still busy painting them. Oh, but your team was wonderful. Just kind of went with it. A little bit late for the photographer, but he went with it as well, and they were fabulous.
Yeah, it
It's
worked
so
out very well.
hard.
Yeah.
I really didn't realize how really intense it is to stage. And your lovely person came with a whole boatload full of stuff, well, a carload full of stuff, and just made everything.
Turned out fantastic, didn't it?
It really did.
You're-
It just gave me another vision.
When your house transformed, it was ready for the market. It was ready for us to come in and do our next step, which is professional photography and professional videography. It had a look that appealed to today's buyers, right?
That's it.
And that's really what we're targeting. We just want to create a little bit of a blank palette for them to see themselves moving into the house and see themselves bringing in their style and their accessories. And we talked about getting your house ready, and we talked about the photography.
Yes.
And then we talked about the pricing strategy.
Yes.
Right. And then we came into the market launch event, and you said we had 32 groups through that first weekend.
Yes.
And now, do you remember how many offers we had?
We had 8 in the end.
8 offers.
Yeah, I was absolutely gobsmacked.
That's the way it's designed to happen, right? Once it goes on, we want to go ahead and get it out there, get the buyers through, collect in the offers, see what the interest is, see what the market will bear, do some negotiating with them. In the end,
Absolutely.
cheers!
I'm incredibly grateful. I was completely out of my depth. You were very, very clear in your reasons why you suggested certain things. You were very sympathetic to the stress that I was going through. I just got more and more comfortable with what was going on, and eventually you'd ask me a question and I'd say, hey, Cynthia, you make you decide. I'm going with whatever you want.
So I made a recommendation.
It's
Yeah,
working.
I made recommendations. Yeah.
It worked out really well, and I was more than thrilled with the results.
But we aim to exceed your expectations.
You
So
certainly did.
it sounds like we did that. Yeah.
Certainly did.